Hello everyone! Welcome back once more again to Red-Wolves and Ramparts. My name is Reace Barnett, I am your host and DM. Joining me back at the table again is John, Noah, Jacey, and Trey. So, last time we met the very overburdened Sister Lavender in her Academy for Little Gremlins and delivered Chloe Silvermoon to her to be taken care of. Afterwards, we were discussing sort of where we wanted to go next in dealing with the goblins that have surrounded the cure that they are looking for. And that's where we're going to pick up. So, what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Alright, so are we talking to the sheriff and giving him a heads up, or?
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Alright, let's do it.
Do you want to take, who wants to take point on this? You're a very official person.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
We could also talk to him about Livewood, that previous doctor that went missing. If we're going to be going out into the wilderness anyway, we might try to find tracks or something.
I think it'd be fun to suss it out and be like, oh yeah, we heard from Dr. Livewood. And then he'll be like, you what?
We
That-
know you
that
killed
could
him.
be fun.
We know you did.
We know you killed him. You did it. Right?
I'm down to try an
Or if he's like,
entrapment.
In the bedroom with the rope.
He didn't look like he hung himself and then disappeared mysteriously. Alright, so you guys are gonna go talk to the sheriff.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
So are we going to be like, we just met Dr. Livewood?
I don't think that's
We
good.
could,
I-
but
is
you
it not?
wouldn't trust us.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine your dad's been disappeared 20 years ago, and then somebody just walked up to you out of nowhere while you're at work and was like, yeah, I just saw your dad.
Yes, that's fair. Yeah. All right.
We're pretty messed up. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Just saw your dad. I'm just kidding. He still disappeared.
We were lying to trap you. Alright.
We were lying to a law official.
By the way, do you
about
want to buy a
finding
doctor from our
missing
company? To replace him?
By the way, your doctor here sucks.
Do you want to sign the petition?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so as you guys head out from the academy, you begin making your way to the town hall, which Rain had pointed out to you once before. And sort of getting there, you see there's these two guards kind of standing out front of this big double doors. And looking at it, it's a lot more well put together than a lot of the other parts of the town. I mean, the temple was kind of, it was a little raggedy, but this part seems to be very well upkept. It's got this sort of stone brick exterior that with some of this white painted windowsills and these barred in windows, and this big. It has a couple of dents here and there where it's people have kind of shoved it open to some degrees, but it's still pretty well put together door with these golden inlays on the door handles, and this big white trim surrounding the outside of this stone brick, as well as the sort of overhang over the door itself. And sort of coming up to it, you see these two guards sort of haphazardly just leaning against these two stone pillars. They're kind of outside of the door, and as you come up, you see one of them hold up their hands. Hold up! What's your business at town hall?
We need to speak with the sheriff.
On what business?
What business?
Goblin business.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we were telling the truth
so
or not.
you're here to deal with the old wrecked ship thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You see one of them kind of reach behind them and take out a book that's leaning up against the doorway. You see him kind of flip through it a little
Are
bit.
you always this tired, or is it just rough day?
You see, it's just more of a boring job more than anything, because nobody ever wants to come here.
Okay.
Alright. He tears out a page. You'll just write down your reason for coming here, and then just put down your names as well. We'll put down you all for why you were here, and we'll give you the stamps for the back of your hand.
It's like a club.
See him pull it in. He takes out, you see the other guard as he's putting away the book, kind of reaches behind him and takes out this sort of stamp book thing and flips it open. Left hand, please.
I have a gauntlet on.
It'll work, don't worry. And
It's
you,
actually
you
pretty
see
good ink.
behind this sort of like X mark on your hand in this black ink with like a circle kind of around it.
Oh,
And it's looks like that this hasn't been used very much to some degree, so it's like the stamp actually works pretty well. And so the ink does kind of run on your gauntlet, but he's just like, whatever. If it shows that you
I think my gauntlets are actually black now that I think about it.
I mean, it sort of kind of shows up because it's like a matte color on like glossy, but like it looks like they don't really care that much. And so, all right, you see them sort of like elbow the door open. Come on in. So waddling kind of into the main area, you see this sort of like courthouse setting. Like there's like pews set up, and then there's this main like justice stand, and then like a kind of offshoot for where the jury would be. And as you walk in, you see there's a where the like judge would be. There's like a forefront area where there appears to be somebody sitting there like writing down. You see this this dwarf sitting up front, and you see that he has this long kind of well-kept beard and this sort of pulled back, sleek back hair. You see it's black, but it has like elements of like that salt and pepper gray kind of permeating it. You see him, as he looks up, part of his like beard is like shaved off or something, and the scar kind of runs down his face, and while the other half of his beard is still kind of intact. As he looks up, he puts on his spectacles. All right, Dad, what are you here for?
Are you Sheriff Greybeard?
The one and only.
All right then.
We need to talk to you about the goblins.
Ah, all right then. So are you with Crowe, or are you just mercenaries stopping by?
We're with Crowe. So, do you know Chloe?
Yeah. No, don't know the name.
No, but you were aware that there was another group of us here?
She
Yes.
was a drow.
Oh, the group with the drow. Yes. I always thought it was weird. You don't see those very often nowadays. I mean, they're just sort of rare, I guess. I mean, they just sort of blinked off the face of the earth, didn't they? Odd.
What are elves blinking off the face of the earth? I don't like this.
Well, yeah,
True, yeah.
elves don't really do that, but drows just all of them just disappeared. Like,
We heard about Livewood is why.
oh, all right, yeah, Livewood was a good fellow. He just sort of
Disappeared
Blinked off the face of the
blinked off the face of the earth. That is odd. A lot of knifings just sort of like disappear, aren't they? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That sort of slipped out.
All right.
Anyway, so the goblin issue. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to imply it with it.
I think it
My
would be
people
best
have
if you
had
just let
problems
us.
with elves before, and it's anyway. So specifically, the goblins.
Yeah, so we're looking for a cure in a shipwreck, and the goblins are in the ship.
2 weeks ago, the last group of yous was looking for the same thing, and I never heard back from them. I assumed that they just took the cure and left without telling me anything about it, but I guess that's not the case. We haven't seen any goblins in the town, and so we just figured goblin problem taken care of. I mean, they didn't bother us before you guys showed up, and so we just figured it was dealt with, but I guess not.
Yeah, all of them died except for one. So.
And she's missing lower part of her legs now.
Ooh.
That's Chloe.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear about that, but well, there's not a lot that my people can do about it, to be honest. It's outside of my jurisdiction to some degrees.
Aren't you the sheriff of the island?
I'm sheriff of the town.
Isn't it the only town on the island?
Yes, but as much as I love throwing my men at goblins that have at this point not bothered us, I'd prefer not to do that, actually.
Okay.
My job is to keep the town safe.
So what have you been doing about the in your town?
Fake doctor. Which
Cover
one are you-
front.
Cover front.
Fake doctor. Cover
Wow,
front.
this administration
Really?
sucks.
Okay. You have not noticed the supreme amount of bodies piling up, like that go to him.
I mean, the leader of the church didn't, so.
Well, Ray
mortuary.
is the one who's been taking care of most people who's sick, And so we just figured that, Rain manages the dead bodies, and so like if they were dead, then that means that something happened to them. And
Do you even know how many people die on average here?
yes, actually, we have a
You have a ledger on it?
I have a ledger. Yes,
Let me see your ledger.
and so you start flipping through it.
How well done is this
It's
compared
pretty
to my standards?
to your standards, it's not up to that part, but it's actually pretty well done, all things considered, for like a small ramshackle podunk town. And so like he's been keeping good notes.
How does it say that most of the people have died? Like specifically Theodore?
Some of them just die of old age. Like a couple of them have died of old age. Some of them have died due to diseases. And a couple of them have died due to fatal illness. But none of them, it is said, have died due to surgery or any complications during said surgery. And it says that there's about 30 deaths or so that are attributed to that. All the rest of them have either died of old age or died due to complications of some kind.
I want to insight this guy, see if he knew.
Maybe
Or is like
he's the
kind of
cover
covering.
front.
Oh.
He's covering for cover front.
Are you covering the front of cover front?
We got to go with.
Also, his name fully isn't cover
Oh,
front.
no. That's an 8.
Oh, I mean, he seems like he has the best of intentions.
Okay, here you go.
Right,
He's-
well, I mean, the doctor's not really a doctor. Clearance cover front.
Class action lawsuit. Have
You see him
you
kind of sit up a little bit more whenever he sees that.
have you or anyone close to you ever had surgeries or like treatment from cover front and resulted in injury or death? Because if so, you may be entitled to a certain amount of money from this case.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. My family doesn't live on this island, and so they live in Vespana. But no, not personally. Not that I know.
You
of.
haven't had any friends treated while you're on the island?
I had a friend or two, yes, but they didn't have any issues whenever they were treated. So,
Okay.
It was mainly just for like colds, headaches, that sort of thing.
The things that you can get rid of if you just like drink water and rest.
To some degrees, yes.
So, something that doesn't quite require a doctor's attention.
It was mainly just to make sure that they weren't, fatally ill or anything. So,
I wonder how many were actually fatally ill and he didn't catch.
Yep. Well. Anyways, I feel like we beat this horse to death, so to speak. Anyway, so we were hoping you were going to send deputies with us. Is that not viable?
I can send you a deputy, but beyond that, I need to make sure that I have people here just in case you all end up like the last crew and there's nobody left to take care of the problem and it becomes a bigger problem.
That's what I was thinking. Well, either way, we're gonna go poke the hornet's nest. So
All right.
be on alert.
If you do so happen to deal with this problem, I would be willing to put a bounty forth for you to... How does 20 gold pieces sound to deal with this problem?
I mean, it's icing, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, should you return alive and with proof that the goblins are dead, then I will give you 20 gold pieces.
All right.
Do you need that in a contract, or is it just my word good enough?
With you, verbal contract's enough.
All right.
Well,
Thank you very much.
That is a...
it's a big step
In my
forward
family,
for this one.
no,
It's a-
in my family, that's a slight.
Oh, they want to do the
It's like,
contracts.
you're not worth writing up a contract
Ooh.
for.
man.
I'm going to say that he didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone would. But in my
No,
family,
it's
that's
like,
a big.
Yeah.
I just own him. If I said that to my uncle, he'd slap me.
You're not invited to Christmas.
So he's like, all right, well, thank you very much. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to contact me. The guards will, assuming you still have your stamp, the guards will let you back in, or else you'll just have to.
Why do you do this, by the way? Do you not know everyone on the island?
Well, it's more of a protocol sort of thing. The mayor put it into effect just to make sure that we have some form of like red tape to keep track of everybody. And so,
Well, your guards didn't really do much. They sort of just gave it to it. Like, his is fully on a black
Like, I could have
gauntlet.
lied about our names. I didn't, of course. I would never do that.
I
But
never told
could have
them my
lied
names.
about
that's the
our
thing
names.
is that since everybody pretty much knows everyone in the town, it's just mainly more to just keep track of comings and goings in here. So I mean, it's
So it's like a complaint report, but
So, like, you don't need this. You just need the ledger.
yes, but it's more just people like stamps, and so
Stamps are nice. Stamps are nice.
stamps are nice.
Okay, yeah.
I mean we can forgo the stamps if you don't want anything on your hand for the rest of the day.
I mean, I'm more messed up about.
people usually will just be like, no stamps, please, and we'll be like, okay.
You can do that.
Yeah, you can just say, don't stamp me, please.
So you don't even do the protocol.
Wait, it's the book that's mainly important.
I never gave them my name.
No, I signed.
You did. So you signed for me? Wow.
Well, no, they just wanted our name. It's not like a signature. It's like
Alright.
it's like, write your name here. Okay, now sign your name here.
All right, thank you for all your help, Sheriff. I think we're gonna go fiddle with some gobbies.
Phrasing, but okay.
What?
Anyways, thank you all for your service that you are providing.
He knows.
And,
knows?
and we will hope for your safe return. Now please get out of my office.
Oh, all right.
Please leave.
So he kind of like just like,
Yeah.
and he goes back to he takes his glasses off and goes back to writing something down on paper. So, all right.
Okay, so as we're walking out, I just look at the rest of the group and I'm like, all right, so what's the plan here? Are we going to try and talk to these goblins?
So-
She said that it was an ambush. That
Yeah.
they ambushed them.
But we can't be ambushed if we know they're there.
Also,
No, that they ambushed the goblins.
Oh.
They didn't try talking to them. They just went in guns blazing.
Thank you, voice in the sky.
So-
You're welcome. Correcting you, your characters remembered that. You
Sure.
did not. So
I have talking, fighting, and then I keep on having this intrusive thought of if we just caught the ships on fire. I don't think that's the best idea.
I think since we're trying to get something
Yeah.
out of
Well,
the
I'm
ship,
hoping that it's magical and it won't like break
I'm not sure hoping is enough for this
like the
situation.
magic artifact. So it's like 85% chance.
But is it worth your job?
Good point.
your job from which you derive magical powers. All right, so what's the order of operations? Are we going talking? If that fails, then
I'm gonna say that while you guys are discussing
Fighting?
this, you're heading
Yeah.
towards.
yeah,
Obviously.
totally.
Should we send one person in first so they don't feel as threatened, and then they can call for the rest of us?
I mean,
Do you think
somebody nearby?
How hard would it be to get everyone around, or at least like one person in back of whoever's talking, and then two people around the back of the ship to just come in pincer attack?
Well,
How hard would that be?
I can intimidate pretty well because I'm quite large.
I'm a good talker.
That is a good point. I didn't even think about this. Do we want to be nice or do we want to be aggressive?
We could have good cop, bad cop.
I think we should be more nice.
Okay. All right. So who all here is real good at talking?
I'm really good at talking.
I'm all right at talking.
I'm really good at talking.
Like how good? On a scale of
Like-
1 to 20.
Oh, I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of like 17 to 19, somewhere in between there. I don't know.
All right. All right.
About a 15.
About 15. What do you think? You?
I have a really high charisma score, so
the way an heiress would say it. A really high charisma score.
All right. So pretty much everybody but me. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like bad at talking to people. I'm just.
don't we also have a deputy?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. He gave us a deputy, right?
Did he?
Sacrifice.
He said he could.
Oh,
I don't think we ever
Did you ask him to?
finalized that.
I thought we did.
You know what? Honestly, the way that this place has been run, I don't.
Yeah.
Unless
pretty
this person's magically like super on it, I don't think we're gonna get anything good.
Okay.
I think that we have another piece of baggage that we got to make sure doesn't come back with our legs. Sorry, I just speak my mind. I just say what I'm thinking. It's Anyway,
Like fiddling with goblins.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
not
just
fiddling with
say
goblins. Fiddling with gobbies.
Gobbies, that's right.
I just say what's on my mind. Look. There's a reason that I get a bad reputation around work. I'm sorry.
Oh, do you have a bad reputation around work?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, people think.
Are you an archaeologist bad boy?
That's what people. Okay, so listen, we kind of got into it with the whole grave robbing thing and all that, but like people, they're constantly saying things about me, like, "Oh, you're just a fake front," and like that. I'm not the real archaeologist. That the people behind the desks do all the work, and I'm just the one who goes and steals stuff from graves, and they're like, I'm dealing it on the black market or something and taking the money, but it's not me. I'm just in it for the history. I've always been in it for the history.
All right, so as you're saying that
On the way to the ship.
on the way to the ship,
I mean, guys, come on.
you arrive at the remnants of this big
Big ship.
I can't think of the name of it. Galleon. You arrive at the remainder of this galleon, and it's about the back half of the ship. The front half of the ship is has been completely just torn off. And as you kind of approach closer, you see there's huge bite marks that have been left into the front of the ship that had apparently just something big just went whomp, tore off the front of the ship.
I'm gonna be a feeling about that.
As you approach kind of closer, we're going to end the session here. So, cliffhanger. So thank you all for joining us. We're going to pick this back up next episode, and so I will see you all then. Until then, I've been Reace. Bye-bye.